Hey everybody, welcome back to Appa's Kitchen. So it is freezing here. Summer in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's crazy. And I have a friend who's coming to visit. So she texted me and she said, don't worry about feeding me because I'm allergic to gluten. All right. You can't come to my house and not expect food. So I have some things in the refrigerator. I'm going to make a little charcuterie, but I decided that I would make some of these delicious Amaretti cookies. One of my favorite cookies, really easy to make. They're made with almond flour, so they're gluten free. If she doesn't eat them, I'll see Amy on Saturday. I'm sure Amy will have some, and then I'm going to a party on Sunday. I'm telling you, retirement life has been really busy. But anyway, I'm going to a party on Sunday. I'll bring them to the party. And they use egg whites. So what do you do with the yolks? Hey, I have guanciale. I can make some carbonara for dinner tonight. I'm really excited about that. So this is a great thing to do if you're making carbonara, you're using the egg yolks. What do you do with the egg whites? Make amaretti. Or you're making amaretti, you're just using the whites. What do you do with the yolks? Make carbonara. Okay, so I'm going to show you the ingredients. Pretty simple, comes together really easily in a food processor, and I'll pop them in the oven. I just got a text from my friend. She said she's going to be early, so I'm going to be in a little bit of a rush here. Hopefully the cookies will be done and the house will have a beautiful almond smell when she walks in. Okay, let's go to the counter. Okay, here are the ingredients for our amaretti. So we're going to start with 2.5 cups of almond flour and a cup and a quarter of sugar, 3 egg whites, some vanilla, which I forgot to get out, a half teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of almond flour or almond extract, and then some powdered sugar for dusting them before they go in the oven. Sometimes I skip that part. So I'm going to show you, I'll dust half of them and I'll leave the other half undusted just to show you the difference. I like to make things easy as possible. So if it's not something that's really crucial to the recipe, I'll skip it. It is a little nice enhancement, but it's not really necessary. Okay, so I'm going to separate my egg whites. I'll measure the sugar and the flour into the food processor and then put everything together. All right, I'm ready to go. I have everything ready. So in my food processor, I have 2.5 cups of almond flour, 1.25 cups of sugar. I separated my eggs. I have 3 egg whites here. I added the vanilla and the almond extract to that. I have my egg yolks, which I'm going to save for carbonara for later. I got my baking sheet ready, and then powdered sugar for rolling the cookies in before I put them on the baking sheet. I'm just going to give this a little mix. And then we want to gradually add the egg whites. Oops, what happened here? Oh, don't tell me that my food processor is dead. Maron. All right, we had a little technical difficulty here. I don't know what happened with my food processor, but it doesn't want to work this morning. So I had my almond flour and my sugar in the food processor. I already pulsed it a little bit, and then it decided to stop working. So transferring it to a bowl, and actually might be easier to do it this way. So I have 2.5 cups of almond flour, 1.25 cups of sugar. In this bowl, I have 3 egg whites. I mixed a half a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of almond extract. So I'm just slowly going to mix everything together here. You don't really have to knead it or anything like that, just kind of incorporating it. It will be a little bit crumbly, and then eventually we'll come together. It's a really nice moist dough. Yeah, I actually think it's easier in the bowl. All right, there we go. Okay, so our dough is ready. You know, it doesn't look it, but there we go. It's going to come into a ball. Okay. So I'm going to make some of them without the powdered sugar because, in my opinion, it's not really necessary. It's just a little enhancement. So I'll start without the powdered sugar, and then I'll make some with the powdered sugar, and you can see the difference when we're done. It helps if you keep your hands wet. So you just take a little piece of dough and roll them as big as you want. I like them on the small side. That way you can eat more. They don't expand, they don't really melt like, say, a chocolate chip cookie or something like that would. So you can put them pretty close together on the baking tray. All right, so that's about a half of a tray without the powdered sugar. Next, I'm going to roll some in powdered sugar. But what I like to do, since I have some room here in my bowl, is roll them out first, and then I'll just dip them all in the powdered sugar at the end. Do this however it makes sense to you. This is my way of doing it. You could also just throw them in the powdered sugar. But you know, your hands are going to get really messy with the powdered sugar. So this way I'm not getting powdered sugar on my fingers and then rolling the powdered sugar in the dough. And what the powdered sugar does, it gives them a little bit of a crust. So they'll kind of crack a little bit. All right, so now we just roll them in the powdered sugar. And there we go. My oven is preheated to 300. I'm going to pop them in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. My Amaretti are done. Smells wonderful. I can't wait to eat them. So you can see the difference, the ones with the powdered sugar. I mean, you know, they look nicer. They look like Amaretti. That's what they're supposed to look like. But, you know, it's not a total disaster if you don't dip them in the powdered sugar. It's just a nice little cookie. They're still hot, but once they cool, it's just a nice, chewy, slightly crunchy cookie. They're just so delicious. All right, so my cookies are done now. I'm waiting for my friend to come. She said she was going to be here early, but I don't think she's going to be early. So I'm going to sit, relax, let my cookies cool, and then we'll have some nice amaretti with some coffee or tea.